folks, thanks for joining me today. So in today's tutorial, it's a bit of a long one, but that's okay. We are going to be painting on a mold number 2 from the Happy Dotting Company. And what I'm doing right now is I gave it one base coat of black and I used just a paintbrush. And then I used my finger sponge for the second coat so that it flattens everything out and it gets rid of any of the brush strokes. So then I used my compass and I drew on a circle, and then I used just like a sticky pad or sticky note pad for a straight edge so that I could put on a guideline as to the top of the design within the circle. I tend to use whatever is closest to me for drawing lines or anything like that. I don't necessarily get a ruler out and use the ruler. So I just use whatever is closest to me. So I'm going to put on my design with General's charcoal pencil. And you can see that it's a little bit off center or a little bit lopsided maybe, but that's okay because I'm going to paint this all white so that I can have a really nice base coat to make the colors that I choose to really pop. And so I'm okay that it's a little bit off. I'm just basically trying to rough sketch my design on, and we're going to be painting a lotus flower. So I'm just doing this so that I can get the basic outline, and then I paint everything white, which is what I'm exactly doing right now. So I'm just using a flat brush to just sort of slap this paint on. I'm not really concerned about even coverage. I just need some coverage of white so that it separates it from the black. And obviously I'm covering up everything that I just drew on there, but that's okay too, because for me, it's just the way that I do things. Once I draw something, it's now in my mind's eye, and I don't really have to worry about what it looked like when I drew it first, because it's there as long as I have the basic shape. So now I'm going in with my finger sponge to sort of spread out this paint, maybe make it a little bit more even, and then I'm coming in with my blending brush. So if you're interested in making your own blending brush, there is a link in the description that will take you to the tutorial that I've created for you to check it out and see how to make your own blending brush. I also have one for how to make your own fine lining brush, which I will be using quite a bit in this video. So those are the two tools. That's the two different tools that I use in this tutorial, and I've made them myself. So go and check that out once you finish watching this video. So now I'm coming in with my gray charcoal pencil to put on the design back on, and this time I'm actually paying a little bit more attention to the details, where I want things placed, making sure things are symmetrical. So I draw one leaf on one side, and then I go to the other side and I draw the second leaf, the one that's going to match it. And then with these inside petals, are the ones that are going to be closest to you. I'm really paying attention to the curves on them and trying to get them so that they look exactly the same. Now, I know that in art, nothing is ever perfect, and that's okay. That's what makes it art. And that's why I enjoy doing this so much. And all of my items that I paint are one of a kind. I cannot duplicate as much as I've tried. Duplication's just not in my creative brain. So I may start out doing the same design, and by the time I'm finished, it doesn't even resemble what the original design looked like. So it's just my creative process. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to outline everything that I want to keep in gold paint. So I'm using Glorious Gold by DecoArt. Actually, this entire video, every single paint color that I use is by DecoArt. So these are just the colors that I had available to me, not necessarily meaning that that's what you have to use. So this is just to give you the inspiration and maybe some tips and tricks to help you with your painting. You do not need to use the exact same colors that I'm using, but if you wanted to follow along with the same colors, I do list them all in the description below. So it will be the brand names and the brand names and the color names. So that's all listed in the description. So take a peek at that. There's actually all sorts of really cool stuff in the description. So I do urge you to check that out and see what kind of really cool information I've put in there for you. I even have links to my Facebook page. So I post things on my Facebook page that aren't necessarily on my YouTube channel. So it's another good avenue to check out. I also post things on there of like up and coming videos. I post things like any art shows I'm going to be at or anything like that. So you can always check me out over there as well. So now I'm using yellow. This is called Cadmium yellow. And I am using this as the outline, and I actually used it to color it all in. And now with my little blending brush, I'm adding a little bit of white and I'm really lightening up the center. So what this ends up looking like is a stained glass. I've been wanting to do a stained glass painting for quite some time now, and I've just been so busy with so many other things that I haven't had an opportunity until I forced myself to have that opportunity. So that's exactly what I did. So what I'm painting right now is the moon. So it's a crescent moon in behind the lotus flower. And I am sort of outlining with my fine lining brush each section, and I'm blending in with my blending brush white into the center so that it gives that look of a stained glass. So it's lighter in the middle than it is on the outsides, where it's sort of melded together with the metal parts of the stained glass. Now, I've never made stained glass myself, but so I don't understand or know the terminology. So we're just going to go with this. And yeah, so it's the wires or the separations of the metal that holds each piece of glass together to form a beautiful pattern. So I finish up doing the moon. And like I said, all I do is I'm using the straight color, again, cadmium yellow, and I'm adding a little bit of white to the center, and I'm just blending it just to lighten it up a little bit. I do this technique on every single piece of this rock. So you're going to see this quite a bit, but it's just something that is part of the process. Now, when I was blending, I did sort of blend over some of my gold lines, and I really wanted those gold lines to be separated. So I'm actually outlining in black all of the pieces that are attached to the yellow, but only to the yellow. So anything that is beyond that, I don't do until after I get color on there, because I know myself. I know that I'm going to end up blending over the lines, and that's okay. It's acrylic paint. Let it dry, fix it up. It's all good. So that's what I'm doing, is I'm just doing the outlining of where the yellow touches the gold line, and now I'm going to come in with some green. So I'm actually going to use uh, 2 colors of green in this one. So I have 5 petals. So the middle petal that I'm doing right now is holly green, and I'm going to do it in its true color. So I'm not going to blend any other colors into it. I will, like I said, blend in some white into the center just to lighten it up a bit. But the next 2 petals on either side of that is going to be the Kelly green mixed with some sour apple to give it a little bit of a different color. And then the far leaves on the outsides are going to be just sour apple. And again, doing the same technique of filling it all in and then taking my blending brush with a little bit of white and just lightening in the center part. I do go in sometimes to really sharpen up the outside color so it's its true color. And I do that periodically because I do get a little bit blending happy and move my my paint around and kind of get rid of that outline. So I do have to go in sometimes and refill it back in. But it is what it is. I enjoyed the process, and yeah, it was just a lot of fun. So here I am, I'm just adding in that sour apple color, and now I'm going to add some white into the center. So it gives it a totally different color than the center petal. And I do this with the flower as well, just so that, you know, when we start getting into the flower, I use actually 3 different colors of pink. So this is a beautiful lotus flower, and I went with the pink colors. Excuse me, I'm sorry. I got a little bit of frog in there. Don't worry, I got him out. He's all good. Anyhow, so yeah, so I'm just blending in, and there's a lot of blending in this tutorial. It's a good tutorial to watch to really get an idea as to how you can blend different colors of acrylic paint. And like I said earlier, all the paints that I'm using today are made by DecoArt, and I actually didn't do that on purpose. So it's kind of like a shout out to DecoArt paint because that's all I use in this particular video. I am not sponsored. I am not affiliated. Nothing like that. It's just me doing some painting with paint that I have in my stash and sharing it with you. So I've been having so much fun doing these tutorials and bringing them to you every single week. I have so much fun doing it and coming up with new ideas. And I love all the suggestions that have been provided to me. And I will be trying out some of those if I haven't already. You know, sometimes as an artist, and with anything really, you run into these brick walls of your creativity. Most commonly known as writer's block, but I'm dubbing it as painter's block because sometimes you get creative and you do your paintings, and then it's such a wonderful process from beginning to end. And then when you're done, you're like, oh, what do I do next? I don't know what to do next because you had so much fun and were so involved with the one that you were doing that you didn't really think about what is next. So sometimes you run into painter's block, and that's usually when I reach out to you, my wonderful viewers that come back every week and watch my videos, and to everyone who sends me comments or gives me suggestions. You don't know how much I appreciate the time that you take out of your day to be able to do that for me. And it is extremely helpful. And I want to thank everyone. I wish I could thank you all individually, but I'm going to do it right now and thank you for taking the time out of your day to send me a quick comment, to let me know what you would like to see me to paint, or to give me ideas on a certain subject or anything like that. I truly appreciate it. And I do go and look at all of my comments, and I do reply. So I may not be instantly replying to you because, you know, my day is busy and with a job and, you know, all of that good stuff. But I do reply to every message. So I figure, you know what, you took the small time out of your day to send me a message. I can appreciate that, and I can do the same. So that's the way that I see it. So I do thank you all for sending me your comments and your suggestions, even giving me the thumbs up. The quickest and easiest way to let me know that you liked the video, or that you enjoyed watching what I was creating, or even if you learned something new, just by giving me that thumbs up is a perfect indicator to me that someone enjoyed my video. And it makes me happy. It makes me very happy. So make sure you do that. You can give me the thumbs up at any time during the video. And if you're new, or if you have been visiting quite a few times and haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. It's a way for you to ensure that you will get, you won't miss anything, or maybe you get excited when something is new that has been posted. I sometimes do like little series and things like that, that I'll do like one a day. I usually do it around Christmas time. I do Halloween ones. I did anywhere where there is some kind of a special occasion or holiday coming up or something like that, I like to do. I also do monthly, kind of like a series, but it's month by month. So, for example, this year, what I'm doing is I'm doing the birth flowers for each month, but I'm only releasing them in the month that they are specific for. So, for example, last video that I just posted was the larkspur, and the larkspur is the July flower. So that's when I posted it, was in July. So at the end of the year, when it's all said and done, I put them together in a playlist so that you can just click on the playlist, go to that, and watch what you're doing, or watch what is all involved with that particular series. So I try to keep things fresh. I try to keep things new, and introduce different things, and maybe even teach a thing or two of something you may or may not have known about. All of that good stuff. I just love being able to spend a few moments a week with you, whether it's on your phone or on your television in your living room, or maybe a computer, or a tablet, maybe when you're, I don't know, traveling to work in the morning, or maybe you're going on a trip and you need some content to watch. Whatever it is, I am very happy to be the one that fills that time with you, and I'm so happy about that. So in short, with all of that good talk, give me the thumbs up, make sure you subscribe, and the last thing to remind you of is there's a little notification bell that you can click on, and it will send you a notification as soon as I post something new. So you can be one of those first people to sit and watch whatever it is that I have brought to you for that particular week. So very simple, easy to do. Hit the like button, subscribe, and ring the notification bell. So I've also changed up my descriptions and in the my links and stuff in the descriptions. I've done some fact checking, making sure they all work, and they do. But I've also removed my Etsy shop. So my Etsy shop has now been closed, and I have started a new adventure, and I am hooked into Buy Me a Coffee. So Buy Me a Coffee is something that's really simple, easy to do. There, you just click on the link below, and then you can go there and you can support my channel if you wish. It is 100% optional. It is not required to continue to watch my content. I will always bring these to you for free. But if you want to support in any way, you can go to Buy Me a Coffee. And at the end of every month, I will list everybody's name and give a thank you and a shout out for your support. So, and my favorite drink is coffee when, especially when I am painting. Most of the time the coffee goes cold because I'm so busy painting. I have also destroyed a few cups of coffee because I've put my paintbrushes into my coffee instead of my water cup, but it happens. But you can always go and support me there. And it's with any denomination. It's whatever you wish to donate. So I'm not saying it's mandatory. It's just something that I've come across. And it also will allow me to post some of my artwork there, and it can be for sale there. So I will be doing that as well, like I said in the last video. I am working on that diligently to get that set up, and I will let you know as soon as it's ready to go, and you can go and check that all out. Anyway, so that's all of my sort of housekeeping stuff that I like to keep you guys informed and let you know what's going on in my world. But back to this painting. I'm now finished doing all of the blending as I was chatting away, and now I'm just doing the outline. So with the black paint that I'm using, I have watered it down slightly so that it has more flowability. If that's a word, I'm going to use it. So the flowability of this paint, when you water it down, it makes it thinner, like your line is thinner, and it goes a much longer stretch. So that way you don't have like possibly little globs of black paint that show up, because this is the part where you want to be the most careful, because you are now outlining everything that you've already done in your artwork, and you don't want to go back in. You've just finished a lot of blending. You don't want to go back in and fix that. So I water down my black paint, and I use my fine lining brush, and I just follow the lines of the gold. So this way I am separating it. It's almost like I'm outlining and separating the outline, if that makes sense. I don't know. It sounded funny to me, but it is basically what I'm doing. I'm outlining the outline. But I really find that it separates this so nicely and really brings it to life. And you can see all of like the little blotches of lighter pink in the center, and then it blends out from there. And I was trying to mimic what stained glass kind of looks like. And I think I did a pretty good job. The pink colors that I used are Bubblegum pink, Boysenberry pink, and Dragon fruit. So these are all the colors that I have used in this particular painting. And they are all listed in the description. So, and again, like I've already said twice, that they are all by DecoArt. So this is a 100% DecoArt painting, and all of these really fun colors that I have. But that's just what I've used. Doesn't necessarily mean that that's what you can use. You can use whatever you have in your stash, or you can even make your own colors. Like, you're not limited to what's in the jar. Anyways, so I'm just going to do some cleaning up here on this particular painting. I erased the guideline that I had put on there. I'm also going to clean up around the frame of this because I did sort of splotch some paint in there, and I'm also going to use some of this to thin out maybe some of the gold paint that I had put on near the beginning so that it was fairly even all the way around. And then the finishing touch that I use is again, DecoArt Enchanted Shimmer White. And I really like this stuff. It has a hint of white to it, but it's glitter paint. So I'm using it right now. It goes on kind of like a milky color, but it dries almost clear. It just has like this, I don't know, like a frosted kind of look to it. And so I wanted to put that in so that it sort of finished up what was part of the stained glass. I'm so happy with how this turned out that I will definitely be doing more. I've already looked up some different patterns and things, so I already have some ideas. So I'm excited to get started on it. Anyway, so that's it. I coat of resin and it's all finished. So there you have it, folks. Life is what you make it. So get creative.